Hey, welcome back to the Organized-ish Parent Podcast. I'm your host, Diane Jimenez. And today, we're talking about something that sounds like a relationship topic, but it's actually a home systems topic because what most moms are really dealing with isn't how do I fix my marriage? No, it's how do I stop running the house alone? And more specifically, how do I stop feeling like I'm the only one who thinks ahead? So, if your partner has a different style, different standards, different urgency, different definition of good enough, and you feel like you're constantly dragging the system forward, this episode is for you because I'm going to show you how to create a shared family rhythm that works even when you're more structured and they're more relaxed. You care about routines and they care more about going with the flow. You want predictability and they want flexibility. And just so we're clear here, this is not about getting your partner to do everything your way. It's about getting your home out of chaos mode so you can breathe again. Parenting can feel like a lot, especially when you're the one carrying the mental load, managing the home, and trying to keep everything from falling apart. If you're tired of being the default for everything and you want simple systems that help your home run with more calm, more structure, and more teamwork, you're in the right place. Hey there, I'm Diane Jimenez, mom of 3, coach, and professional organizer. And on this podcast, we talk about more than just organizing your home. We cover reducing the mental load, teaching kids real life skills, and creating routines that actually work in real family life. So whether you're folding laundry, out for a walk, or hiding in your car for a minute of peace, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Quick heads up, this episode has a lot of layers. So if you're listening while driving, cleaning, or you have your hands full right now, it's totally fine. But you might want to hit save on this episode because I'm going to be walking you through the exact rhythm framework and the exact words to use. So you can come back and implement it when you're ready. All right? You don't need your partner to parent like you. You need a rhythm you both can follow. Because when there's no rhythm, you end up being the rhythm. And that's why you're exhausted. Before we jump in here, let's name something that most moms don't say out loud. When your partner does things differently, it doesn't just feel annoying, it can feel unsafe. Like, if we don't do this a certain way, everything falls apart. And that's not because you're controlling. It's because you've been the one holding the whole system together. So your nervous system isn't reacting to their personality. It's reacting to the risk of more work landing back on you. And once you understand that, you stop making this a character issue. You start treating it like what it actually is, a systems issue. Here's the core truth. The goal here isn't to have an agreement on everything. The goal is predictable expectations because chaos happens when nothing is defined. And when nothing is defined, guess what happens? The default parent ends up defining it, enforcing it, maintaining it, and carrying the emotional weight of it. So the fix isn't talk more. The fix is create a shared rhythm that reduces decision-making, reduces reminders, and reduces friction. So I'm going to teach you the 3 parts of a shared family rhythm. Number 1, styles can differ. Standards can't. Let's start here because this is where moms get stuck. One parent can be more laid back. One can be more structured. That's normal. You're not the same person, nor were you brought up the same way, right? But the problem is when the standards aren't shared. Because if you have one parent who expects bedtime at 8:30 and another who's fine with 10:15 because they weren't tired, that's not a style difference anymore. That becomes a system breakdown. Same thing with morning flow, chores, screen time, school forms, laundry, what clean enough really means, what ready on time means. And here's the key thing I want you to remember. Styles are personal. Standards are shared. So your job is not to get your partner to become you. Your job is to agree on a minimum standard that protects the home from chaos. And the best way to do that is not through a long emotional conversation. No, it's through a short agreement that gets repeated enough to become a pattern. Which brings me to my next point. Number 2, rhythm beats rules. Rules are exhausting. Rules require constant enforcement. Rules turn you into the manager. A rhythm, though, is a pattern that happens even when people are tired because it's anchored to real life. So instead of having like 20 rules, like don't leave your shoes there, don't put your stuff on the counter, don't forget your lunch, remember your homework. A rhythm says, this is what happens every night. This is what happens every Sunday. This is what happens before school. And it's the repetition that creates the ease. So your rhythm's not complicated. It's usually a few anchors. Here are some examples of rhythm anchors. Nightly kitchen clothes. Backpacks checked before bed. A Sunday 15-minute reset. Laundry baseline on a set day. Shoes go here plus 5-minute of entry reset. Notice what I'm not saying. I'm not saying make a perfect schedule or time block the whole weekend or create a color-coded family calendar. We're not doing that. We're doing simple rhythm that reduces friction. Because when friction drops, resentment drops. Number 3, minimum standard agreements. This is the part that makes it actually work with a partner who has a different style. I call these minimum standard agreements. It's 3 to 5 agreements that are clear, repeatable, and realistic. Not a perfect plan, a minimum standard. Because minimum standards are what creates predictability. And predictability is what makes a home feel calm. So here are a few examples of what minimum standards can sound like. On school nights, bedtime starts by fill in the blank. Backpacks are checked before bed, not in the morning. Screens don't happen until is done. The kitchen is closed before we sit down to watch TV. Sunday reset happens for 15 minutes. Everyone participates. See, these aren't rules for your partner. These are agreements for the entire household. And the difference matters because rules sound like parenting. Agreements sound like teamwork. Let me describe a scene that I know you've lived. You're trying to keep the house running. You're thinking ahead. You're doing the mental math. If we don't get lunches ready right now, tomorrow morning will be chaos. If we don't check backpacks, someone will forget something. If we don't start bedtime soon, tomorrow will be a nightmare. And then your partner does something completely different. They say, it's fine. Or, yeah, we'll do it later. Or, they're not tired. Or my favorite, not, relax. Ugh. So from those responses, you feel that spike in your body. Not because you want control, but because you can already see the chain reaction. Tomorrow's chaos. and you know who's going to have to absorb it, right? So you're not just annoyed, you're activated. And if you try to talk about it at that moment, it usually turns into defensiveness, sarcasm, shutdown, or a fight about something that isn't even the real issue. Because the real issue isn't about bedtime. It's, I don't want to be the only one who carries the consequences. So, here's the move. Instead of arguing about the details, you zoom out and ask one question. What's the minimum standard we both can agree on? That question changes everything because it moves you forward from you're doing it wrong to what does our home need to function? And that's a systems conversation, not a relationship battle. So here's what I want you to hear clearly. You're not asking for perfection. You're asking for a home that doesn't fall on you. And that is reasonable. And no, it doesn't require a 3-hour sit down. It requires one rhythm anchor and one agreement. That's it. So this week, pick one rhythm anchor, just one. Because if you try to fix everything at once, you'll fix nothing. So I'm going to give you 3 safe ones to start with, okay? Option number 1, Sunday 15-minute family reset. Option number 2, nightly 10-minute kitchen close. Option number 3, backpacks and shoes reset before bed. Pick the one that would reduce friction the fastest. Then use these exact scripts. Hey, I'm not trying to do this perfectly. I'm just trying to make life easier for the both of us. Can we commit to this one anchor for 2 weeks? Just 2 weeks. Then we'll review what worked and what didn't, okay? See, 2 weeks feels doable. 2 weeks feels fair. 2 weeks feels like a test, not a life sentence. Now, let's talk about the part that makes a lot of moms roll their eyes. Because you might be thinking right now, okay, Diane, that sounds great, but my partner will say yes and then not follow through. And if that's your situation, I want you to hear this. That doesn't mean the idea doesn't work. It just means you need a follow-through system, not another conversation. Because agreement without a follow-through is how moms end up back in manager mode. So here's what I want you to do, and it's really simple. Step number 1, don't chase it in the moment. When the agreement doesn't happen one night, don't do the whole, see, I knew you wouldn't do this, or why do I have to remind you all the time? Because that immediately turns into a fight, right? You feel it. And also, it turns you right back into the manager. Instead, you need to do a neutral reset. How? You let it play out, and you address it at the right time. Step number 2, use the review, not reminder conversation. Remember how we said 2 weeks, then review? This is why that matters, because now, instead of nagging daily, you review weekly. So you say, hey, quick check-in. We said we were trying to do the kitchen close for 2 weeks, right? What got in the way for you this week? Then stop talking, because you're not accusing, you're collecting data. And if they say, I forgot, or I was tired, or I didn't think it mattered, you respond like a leader, not a parent. You say, totally get it, but this matters because when it doesn't happen, it lands back on me. So we need to find a version that you'll actually do. Step number 3, lower the standard before you drop the rhythm. This is the key. Most moms do one of 2 things. They either give up or they take over. So instead, you adjust the rhythm to a smaller version. So if kitchen close is too big, you shrink it. You say, okay, What's the smallest version you can commit to? Is it cleaning the counter? Is it loading the dishwasher? Is it setting the sink? Because a small rhythm that happens is better than a perfect rhythm that dies. Step 4, put ownership on the calendar. I love this one. You know me and calendars, right? Because putting it on the calendar means it's not in your brain. If follow through is the issue, don't rely on memory. Put it in the system. A reminder on the phone, a note on the fridge, a whiteboard on the door. Not because you should manage it, but because we're building a shared rhythm that can survive real life. And here's the bottom line. If your partner agrees but doesn't follow through, don't interpret it as disrespect right away. Interpret it as the rhythm needs to be smaller and visible. And when you do that, you'll start getting consistency without you becoming the reminder system. So here are a few things that will keep this from dying on day 3. Number 1, keep it visible. If it's not visible, it becomes your thing. Put it somewhere obvious, a note, a whiteboard, a simple reminder on your phone, on their phone. Define what done means, because vague agreements create disappointment. Example, backpacks checked means lunch, homework, water bottle, permission slips, all the things inside ready. Number 3, don't start with the most emotionally loaded topic. If bedtime is your biggest fight, don't start there. Start with the kitchen clothes or the backpack reset. Start where you can win, because wins create buy-in. And one more thing, because this is where a lot of moms get stuck. Even if you and your partner agree on the rhythm, sometimes the kids are the ones who fight it. And then what happens? You end up enforcing it. Your partner opts out. And suddenly it becomes mom versus everyone. So here's how you prevent that. Step 1, make it a family rhythm, not mom's rules. Instead of saying, okay, guys, we're doing this now, you say, hey, we're building a family rhythm so mornings aren't stressful. That wording matters because now it's about the household, not your mood. Step 2, give kids a job inside the rhythm. Not 5 jobs, 1. For example, if the anchor is backpacks before bed, each kid's job is put your backpacks by the door or by the entryway and put your water bottle by the sink. That's it. If the anchor is kitchen clothes, each kid has a job. Clear your plate, wipe up your spot, push your chair in. 1 job equals ownership. Ownership equals step number 3, make the win visible. The rhythm needs a payoff. So you say, when we do this at night, we have a calmer morning. That's the reward. And then you point it out the next day. Look, we didn't scramble this morning, right, guys? That's what the rhythm does, because kids don't buy into routines because they're logical. They buy in when they feel the difference. This works because you're not trying to change your partner's personality, you're changing the environment. And when the environment shifts, behavior follows. Homes don't run on motivation. And I believe I've said this on previous episodes before, but it's true. Homes do not run on motivation. They run on systems. And when the system is shared, guess what? The load is shared. If you want my 1-page rhythm cheat sheet, the minimum standard list, the exact scripts, the 3 anchor options, just DM me the word rhythm and I'll send you the link. And if you want me to look at your specific home flow and routines and tell you exactly what to tweak first, my Clarity Kickstart is built just for that. It's a personalized review so you're not guessing, because you don't need more ideas, right? You need a rhythm you can maintain. Remember, you're not asking for perfection. You're asking for predictability. That's not too much. That's leadership. All right, my friend, thank you so much for tuning in today And I hope you got a lot of key takeaways. Don't forget to come back to this episode. And remember, if this hit home for you, or if you found this really, really helpful, please share this episode with a friend or two, or maybe even your spouse. And if you really loved this episode, please don't hesitate to write a review and hit that follow button. I would truly, truly appreciate it, because every action you take on this show will boost it up in the algorithm. More eyeballs will see the different topics I cover in this show, and it will help a lot of parents and families out there. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.